Hello trader, you are welcome once again to this channel. In this session we will be learning trading times and trading sessions in forex market. There are different trading sessions and it is very important that the trader learns the different markets we have or different sessions we have in the forex market. Alright, but if you are new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video you will be notified. You don't miss any of our videos. So let's get right into it. What is trading session? Before we start, every trader must understand how the forex cycle works, and there are various trading times and sessions in forex trading. But then there are about 6 different trading sessions. But then we are going to focus on the 4 major trading sessions because these trading sessions are the times when the market is volatile. You know, in forex trading, more volatility means more money, means more profit. And if you are wrong in your analysis too, more volatility means you lose more. I hope you get that. That's why as we go on or as we progress, I'm going to be sharing with you how to actually trade the market to become a profitable trader. So let's just focus on this for now. There are different sessions, but we are focusing on the 4 main sessions. And the first one is called Sydney session. Second is Tokyo session, London session, and New York session. Let's take a time to explain each of the sessions and what they represent. You had Sydney session, Tokyo session, London session, and New York session. You notice all these sessions we outlined are names of certain countries you know. They are names of certain countries you know. So for example, the names of the sessions are derived from the major cities in which the transaction take place. Do you understand? If the bulk of the transaction, the forex market, takes place in this city, then we name the session after the city. For example, the Sydney session represents Australia and other current countries around that time zone. So in here Sydney session, that means most of the trading activities in the Sydney session happens in Australia. Does it make sense? Yeah. And then Tokyo session is sometimes called the Asian session, and then it happens around or represent Japan and other countries around that time zone. We have the London session which represent the United Kingdom. Sorry guys, I'm recording very late in the night, so you can just bear with me. London session represents the United Kingdom and other countries within the time zone. And then there is the New York session which represents America and other countries around that time zone. Does it make sense? So Sydney session represents Australia. Alright, it represents Australia and other time zones. Alright, for example, Australia. Then we have Tokyo session which represents the Asia. It's sometimes called Asian session, and then represent Japan and other countries within that time zone. And then there's the London session which represents the bulk of activities in the United Kingdom. You get it? Then the New York session as well. So let's just move on and explain it. So now with the trading session, the market is regarded as a market that never sleeps. The first market never sleeps because it is open 24 hours throughout the whole day. The market is open except on weekends. That means from Sunday to Monday, alright, or Sunday to Friday. Sunday, I'm saying Sunday because if you are using our GMT, Greenwich Meridian time, the market closes on Sunday night, opens on Sunday 9 p.m. Are you getting that? And closes by Friday 9 p.m. So except on weekends, except Saturday and Sundays, the market doesn't work because financial institutions do not open on weekends. Do you get that? So the market is regarded as a market that never sleeps. Why? Because it is open 24 hours of the day except on weekends. But what does it mean? No, it means that no matter where you are in the world, and no matter your time zone, you can trade the largest liquid market. If you watch our first video I uploaded, I told you that this is the most volatile market and the liquid market in the world. It has a trading cap of about $6.6 trillion per day. Are you seeing that? So it is very, very liquid. Then let's see, each of the sessions we've spoken about have their own opening and closing times. Sydney sessions open by 9 p.m. GMT. Tokyo session open by 11 p.m. GMT. London session open by 7 a.m. GMT. And then the New York session open by 1 p.m. GMT. But then how do we calculate the sessions? And a tip. All you have to know, let me take you back to the board. Let me take you back to my board. What you have to know is just the opening time. You don't have to memorize both the opening and closing time. You'll be confused. You have to save your head for other things you need to keep in your mind. But then all you have to learn or keep in mind is the opening time or opening session, because there's a formula I'm going to show you, then it will help you know what time the market closes. So let's go back to our note here, and I'm saying that all sessions last for 9 hours. All the sessions last for 9 hours. So if you know the opening times, if you want to get their closing time, you just have to add 9 hours to the opening times. So if you go back to the board, right, you just have to add plus 9 hours to the closing time in order to get what? To the opening time, in order to get the closing time in the day. Do you get that? Yeah. So now, knowing that, it will be very, very easy to calculate. For instance, the Sydney sessions that open by 9 p.m. GMT will close by 6 a.m. GMT. Then the Tokyo session that open by, so how do I get it? Just add 9 hours to the opening time. So Tokyo session open by 11 p.m. GMT. If you add 9 hours, you notice it will close by 8 a.m. GMT. And that London session open by 7 a.m. GMT. If you add 9 hours, you are going to have 4 p.m. GMT as the closing time. So you can just pause the video and calculate for the New York session. But before then, what time does the New York session open? It opened by 1 p.m. GMT. So if you go to the board, all right, New York session, New York opening time is what? What is the opening time? 1 p.m. So if you are to add 9 hours to that, that means the closing time will be what? 10 p.m. GMT. Sorry guys. Sorry guys, I'm running into a problem on my board. Do you get it guys? I'm sorry, I have to fix this. Right, so if you add 9 hours, then it's going to close by 10 p.m. Right, simple as that. You just add 9 hours to the opening time. So now the New York session, if it opened by 1 p.m. and if you add 9 hours, the market will be closing at 10 p.m. Does it make sense? So yes, we go. Yes, so New York session open by 1 p.m. What time will the market close? Just add 9 hours, then have 10 p.m. GMT. So let's summarize it in the table form. Here we have the trading session, we have the opening time and the closing time. Sydney session open by 9 p.m. GMT. If you add 9 hours, it will closed by 6 a.m. GMT. Tokyo session opened by 11 p.m. GMT. Then it closes plus 9 hours. We have 8 a.m. GMT. London session will open by London session open by 7 a.m. GMT and then closes by 4 p.m. GMT. Then we have the New York session. The New York session here, which opens by 1 p.m. GMT. If you add plus 9 hours, all right, you are going to have what 10 p.m. GMT as the closing time. Do you get it? What's the best time to trade the market? And I use a chart here. I'll show you. Let me move on from here. We have the overlapping sessions. The best time to trade the market is when two market sessions overlap. Do you get it? When two market sessions overlap. Have overlapping market sessions. When they overlap like that, that's the best time to enter the trade. When two or more sessions are opened, that's the meaning of overlap. The overlap when two or more different sessions are opened, and it is the most volatile hours in the market. In Forex, more volatility, all right, more volatility means you have more money or profit. Do you get it? So basically that. Let's move on. In Forex trading, more volatility means more money, and session overlaps means the most liquid and volatile times for trading occur when sessions overlap. But notice something: the London and the New York session overlap is particularly active. It is the most volatile hours in Forex trading, the London and the New York session. So let's see that. So between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. is the most volatile time to trade the market. Between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. So we see high trading volume and volatility. That is the London and the New York session. But how do you calculate it? See, the London session opens by 7 a.m. and closes by 4 p.m. Then that's for the London. Then New York opens by 1 p.m. and closes by 10 p.m. So if you compare this, what is the time both are opened? This one runs from 7 a.m. to 4, runs from 1 p.m. to 10, but then let me change the color, meaning from between 1 p.m. oh, I wanted to change the color, sorry. Between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. do you see that? Or you can even say 4 p.m. because by 4 p.m. this market will be closing, but this one will still be running. Do you get that? So between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. the market is very volatile. So particularly for me, that's the best time I look for trade setups to enter the market. Other overlaps include Tokyo and London overlap session from 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. and the Sydney and Tokyo overlap from 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. So that is how it is calculated. I think that will be the end of this, but let me take you back. Let me take you back here to my board and show you what I mean. Let's see for here. So let's say we have the London and the New York. Alright, so London session opens by 7 a.m. New York opens by 1 p.m. London closes by 4 p.m. New York closes by 10 p.m. So now what is the time when both of them are running? It is between 1 p.m. This is basically it. You see, 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. That is the most volatile time to trade the market. And if you are lucky and your setup is confirmed, right, then you have more money, right? So if you are buying between these trading times and it goes in your direction, you have more profit. And if you are selling between this time and it goes down for you, it goes in your direction, you have more. Do you understand? That's just basically trading sessions, what trading session means. So let's do a recap of everything we did. There are different trading sessions. We have Sydney, we have Tokyo, London and New York session. Alright, and each of them have their own opening and closing times. But knowing the opening times, if you want to get closing time, you add 9 hours to the opening time to get that. And we've also learned that the most volatile time to trade the market is when two sessions overlap, meaning when two or more trading sessions are opened. But then the London and the New York is the most volatile. Time to trade the market. I think I should show you here. Is the most volatile time to trade the market. Alright, the most volatile is when the London and New York. And what time is that? Between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. on weekdays. That's from Mondays to Fridays. If you lucky to trade between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. you have a setup, then chances are that you are going to have more profit. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you learn something new when it comes to the different market sessions and how to calculate the opening and closing times. See you in our next episode. Kindly make sure you subscribe to this channel, comment and hit the like button. See you.